you're going to pay 20. That's how it's called the 80-20 plan. Insurance company pays 80%, you pay 20. So for the hospital type claims, whether it be inpatient or outpatient, you are going to pay a $750 deductible for a single deductible. Then you're going to pay 20% to what? All right, so $1 million, 20% of $1 million claim would be $200,000. You certainly would not have to pay $200,000. So that is where we go back to the out-of-pocket maximum. The out-of-pocket maximum is $2,000 for a single. So and also you're going to see the family. The family deductibles are not owed until you get to several single deductibles. So in the case of $750 plus another $750 for, let's say, your spouse met their deductible, and then another $750 that your child met the deductible, in that case you maxed out on $2,250, so there's no more deductibles to be owed. So the family deductible will be very rare, but nonetheless it is there for your protection. All right, so as we go down, scroll to the benefits, we talked about the doctor's office visit copays, we talked about the hospital, but then the third element to this PPO plan is the prescription drugs. Prescription drugs have different tiers of copay. They have tier 1, which is $10. You have tier 2, which is $25, and tier 3, which is $40. If you want to know which tier your drug is in, you can go to Anthem.com and look up which tier your drug is in. And then you'll know which copay you're going to pay for that corresponding drug. And that's really the third element to the PPO plan, the main element. So we went over doctor's office visits, hospitals, and drugs on the PPO plan. So now let's go to the HSA plan. The HSA plan is much simpler. The HSA plan really has a $3,000 deductible per single, and that's pretty much for everything. Okay? So a doctor's office visit, you have to meet a $3,000 deductible first. All right? And then after $3,000, of course, the insurance company is going to pay 100%. So it's not an 80-20, it's just they're going to pay the 100%. All right? Then second is the hospitals. So yes, a $3,000 deductible for hospitals too. And then as we scroll down into the third element, which was the prescription drugs, again, 100% covered after a $3,000 deductible. So essentially on the health savings account, HSA, everything is under a $3,000 deductible, except for one thing. And that is, if you look down, everything is going to say 100% covered by insurance after deductible, okay? Except for your preventative care, okay? Preventative care is going to say 100% covered by insurance, no deductible, okay? So that's just free. A preventative care is going to get an annual checkup to a family practice doctor, or going to get a mammogram and you haven't had any issues before, or a prostate check, just to get a preventative check, meaning you don't have anything wrong with you and haven't had anything wrong with you, but you just want that checkup, would be 100% covered. So that's important that you can get your preventative visits, and we encourage your preventative visits. Okay, so with the health savings account, it's pretty simple in the fact that you pretty much owe a $3,000 deductible before anything's covered except for the preventative, what we just talked about. And then you can open up your own health savings bank account at the bank of your choice. Many banks have it, qualified health savings account, that you can go and actually put money into that savings account. And there is tax savings there. Of course, you want to talk to your CPA to find out how much tax savings you can get out of opening an HSA account, but you can put dollars into that account. And then you can spend those dollars on a debit card or a check or something like that to your doctor. So that's one thing you want to do if you have the HSA account. But if you want to cover yourself more, you would go to the PPO, but then the HSA is a higher deductible plan, and a lot of that I guess, investment element to it. Okay, so that's really the difference between the PPO and the HSA, and then you have many other benefits that as you scroll down, you're going to see just different coverages and things like that. I will point out on the PPO plan that is a $50 copay on urgent care. I would much rather see a patient go to urgent care than an emergency room for many reasons. Time, care, things like that. Not all the time can you go to urgent care. There's some things that you have to go to emergency room because the emergency room is attached to the hospital, where urgent cares are freestanding clinics. So yes, you could save money, and it might be faster than an emergency room to get in and out, but you can definitely save money there. And urgent cares have to be in network, so make sure you go to anthem.com, how we did that example before, and check your urgent care centers. And it's important to check those urgent care centers before an accident or something happens, because in an emergency situation where you need to either go to an emergency room or an urgent care facility, you want to know where they are, and urgent cares have to be in network. Okay, so that's one thing I wanted to point out for you to save a little bit of money there. And of course, urgent cares on the HSA are $3,000 deductible, like we talked about. So medical benefit wise, I mean, that's the main things that I wanted to coach you a little bit through the medical plans. I mean, you can read down and find out how things are covered, but I definitely wanted you to know the differences between each plan, the differences between the in and out of network on each plan. All right. Let's move along to dental insurance. Okay, dental insurance is through MetLife.